What's going on, guys? Just a quick talk on a tweet, just to expand a tweet that I shared earlier today, which was along the lines of, you're not struggling because you are inadequate. It's because you value immediacy over being patient. So if you're struggling, it isn't because there's something wrong with you. A lot of us think that because we come up against struggles and we come up against challenges and things take longer than we expect them to, and we hit road bumps and we experience setbacks, a lot of us jump to the conclusion that there must be something wrong with us, that there is a character flaw in us. There is a story that comes out of that experience that we tend to tell ourselves that kind of seeks to confirm in our own minds why it is that we're failing. And of course that never does us any good. You know, if we make it about us, if we make things personal, then a lot of us come to the conclusion that it's going to be very difficult to change that. You know, we feel very low as a result of making things about us, because we associate making things about us with self-worth. When we bring in personality and we bring in ourselves, we make it about self-worth, and that can be painful. When we associate struggle with self-worth, we see that the things that aren't going well in our lives are a result of who we are and will have an impact on our level of worth, on our level of happiness. And that's not a good place to be. We make it about us, and it's nothing to do with us. It's to do with many other things. One of the main things is that we're impatient. Things take time. Things take a lot more than we often anticipate. This is huge. This has been something that's come up again and again in the work that I've done. I've always surprised myself in any project that I've set my mind to, in how much additional effort is needed to see the thing to fruition, whether I'm writing a book or creating a YouTube channel or building a course or delivering a speech and doing it well. It always takes more than you think, and it always takes more time, it takes more energy, it takes more dealing with setbacks or seeming setbacks. And so more often than not, the case is not that you are inadequate, and that's the conclusion that too many people jump to, and then they give up. You know, they'll make it about them, and because they make it about them, it becomes very serious. It becomes an issue related to self-worth, which no one wants to deal with. You don't want to lower your self-esteem. You don't want to cut into your wounds even more. You don't want to have more scars, and so we quit. We jump out of that. We're like, oh, no, I don't want any of that. That is one of the main reasons people duck out. People, they feel it in their chest. You know, oh, there's a setback. Oh, bollocks, it's to do with me, isn't it? There's something wrong with me. There's something in my childhood that's led to this. There's something that my father said to me that's now kind of been lodged in my chest, in my belly, and I can't handle it. I can't handle things that come up that remind me of that moment and bring up all of those, you know, dredged insecurities, things in me that I need to fix, right? And the truth is, there is nothing that needs fixing. It's one of the things I talk about with my clients a lot. Something that I work through with my clients is we're already whole. We are already capable. It's only the things we put in front of our power and our capability and our enjoyment, our creativity, in the form of thoughts and ideas and stories that we have about ourselves. It's only those things that get in the way. And when we can just let go of that thinking, let go of that judgmental thinking, we're capable of a lot. And of course, to see things come to fruition in the real world, we need to be willing to stay with things for long enough and with enough intensity of focus and attention. Those are the two key things. If you want to get anything done, got a little bit of a sprouting hair there, it's a good look. If you want to get anything done and any significant with any significance, with any weight to it, with any degree of impact in this world, we need to be willing to spend two things on that thing: attention and time. And those two things are often very underestimated. We want things to come quickly. We want to take shortcuts. We want things now. I want the book written tomorrow. I want the course done now. I want to start making money from this course now. I'm in a rush. And things don't happen quick enough. 10 times as many setbacks happen. 10 times as many moments where you think to myself, why does it always rain on me? Why does this always have to happen to me? All those moments shower on us, at a much greater degree than we ever expect. We want to give up. But you are different, my good friend. You are different. You know that things take time. You know that you need to be patient with yourself. You know that you need to be patient with life. You know that you need to move not at the pace of your mind, your monkey, chaotic circus mind. You need to slow down and move at the pace of life. Look around you. Look at the pace of life. That's the pace that we're dealing with. That's the pace of reality. You can't outrush reality. You can't jump ahead of how things are really moving. That doesn't mean that you can't bring massive action to things, and you can't be biased towards action, and you can't work hard. That's great. But don't expect things to come quicker than they need to come. And certainly when we make things about us, we get in our own way even more. So there are two things, again, just to kind of close this off. With whatever you're working on in your life, whatever you're trying to create, whatever you're trying to make happen, you need to be bringing adequate attention to that thing. And the more attention you bring to something, the more learning that takes place, the more internalization that takes place, the more you absorb the lessons that are learned through doing it. And with that is coupled, spending adequate time on the thing. So don't expect things to come too quickly, because then you're going to have your expectations dashed when they don't turn out the way you want them to. And what's important is that you stay in the game. This is literally how most people stay in the world of average, right? This is how most people stay in that boat of, why can't I get my life pushed up into the next gear? Why aren't things happening? It's because they jump from one thing to the next, having received more setbacks and failures, or at least perceived failures, than they expected, sooner than they expected. Things didn't succeed quick like they hoped, and they will see that as an indication of their own inadequacy. And because they turned away from patience, they ended up leaving the thing sooner than they needed to. So there are many things in life that deserve more of our time, but we don't give those things that time and attention that it really deserves. If you can just stay with that one thing, whatever it is right now, that YouTube channel, that Twitter account, that book you're planning to write, that project, that study, that sports skill training, stay with it a little bit longer, give it some more attention. Expect many setbacks, expect things to go wrong, expect you to need to be there longer, and you'll start to pull through. You'll start to rise above the general mass. The general mass are like little rats, and they're on their hamster wheels, and they experience setbacks, and they experience the pain of those setbacks more than you do, and they scuttle away into the dark, and you remain standing, still doing that thing, still committed, still with the faith. I think faith is important here. I think hope and faith are underestimated, because you know that by staying in the game and having patience is the thing that's going to help you pretty much guarantee success in that thing. And I say pretty much because I can't guarantee anything in life, right? But you're pretty much guaranteed success if you're willing to stay in the game, bring enough attention and time to that thing that is needed of you. So don't worry, don't be too jumpy, don't be too fidgety about jumping from one thing to the next in life. If something looks interesting, then that's enough. If something looks like it's a good match for you, then that's probably enough. It's not to say that you can't adjust as you go. Sometimes making a move is a good decision as well. But you know deep down what's right for you. And you know deep down that when you quit, and you didn't need to quit, that's on you. I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Hope that helped. Speak soon.